Akiak, A Tale from the Iditarod by Robert Blake. Day 1. Akiak knew it. The other dogs knew it too. Some had run and many times, the others had never run at all, but the dog wanted to be left behind. Akiak, A Tale from Iditarod. It was Iditarod race day 100,051 miles of wind, snow, and rugged trail lay ahead from Anchorage to Nome. Akiak had led the team through 7 races, knew the trail better than any dog. She had brought them from the 5th, the 3rd, the 2nd, but had never won. She was 10 years old now. This was her last chance. Now she must win now. Crack. The race is underway. One by one, the 58 teams took off to Nome. Day 2. Come on, old girl. Show them how. Mick called. Ha. Mick worked the 16 dog team. Akiak calling ha. When she needed the dogs to turn left and G to go right, Mick was a musher, but the team followed the lead dog. The team followed Akiak through steep climbs, dangerous descents, icy waters, confusion trails. Akiak always found the safest, fastest way. She never got lost. Day 3. Akiak, the squealy big boy, Flintley, Roscoe, and the rest of the team pounded across the snow for 3 days. The dogs were ready to break. Oh, but Mac had led them back. There was a right time, but not yet. High in the Alaskan range, they caught up to Willie Ketchum in the 3rd place. It was his team that had beaten them by just 1 minute last year. Following the rules, Willie pulled over and allowed Mick's team to pass. That old dog will never make it. He laughed. Akiak across the biting wind. She'll be waiting for you at the Nome, Mick yelled. Day 4. High in the Westmont Mountains, they passed tall Tim Boozy team, moved into 2nd place. Just after the tall Colin team made its move, they raised Whistling Perry's team to take the 1st place. Ketchum made his move too. The team clung to Mick's like a shadow. Akiak was her team now, had to break the trail through the deep snow. It was tough going. By the upper checkpoint, Akiak was limping. The deep snow had jammed up on the paw pads and made it sore. Mick tended to her as Ketchum raced her and took the 1st place from them. You can't run on the paw, old girl. With a day's rest, it will be healed, but the team can't wait to hear a day. We've got to go without you. You'll be flown home. Roscoe took Alex's place at the lead. Day 5. By morning, dogs teams had passed through Opfer checkpoint. The wind was building. The pilot was hurried to leave. Akiak tore the leash as the volunteer brought her airplane. Get that dog in, the pilot hollered. I want to get out of there before the storm hits. Akiak jumped and pulled and snapped. All she wanted to do is get back to the trail run to win. Then all at once, the wind gusted. The plane shifted, and Akiak twisted out of the handler's grip. By the time they turned around, she was gone. Day 6. Akiak ran through the storm, through a blizzard. She knew that Mick and the team was somewhere ahead of her. The wind took away the scent snow to the trail, but still she knew the way. She ran until the blizzard came at whiteout. Then she would run no more. While Mac was the team took refuge in Glad 7 hours ahead, Akiak burrowed into the snowdrift to wait out the storm. In the morning, the mountain snow came live and pushed out Akiak. Day 7. The word had gone out that Akiak was loose. Trail volunteers knew that an experienced lead dog would stick to the trail. They knew she had to come through on her fleet. She did. 6 hours later, Mick and the team had left. Akiak padded softly, cautiously into the checkpoint. Her ears alert, her wet nose sniffed the air. The team had been there, she could tell. Suddenly, the cabin doors flew open. 5 volunteers fanned out and tried to grab her. Akiak zigzagged through every zag and took down the trail. Call ahead of Shakitolik, the man shouted. Day 8. At Shaktolik, Mick dropped 2 more dogs, raced out, still 6 hours ahead of Akiak. Hungry now, it had been 2 days since she had eaten. Akiak pounded over the rocket trail. The first she drank, and out of the streams, and ice broke through the lead streams. She struggled to Shaktolik to the late afternoon. 3 men spotted her and chased her right after the community hall, where mushers were sleeping. Tables overturned and coffee went flying. Then one musher opened the door and she escaped. Go find them, girl, she whispered. Akiak raided the mushers. Discarded pile of food. No one came after her. At Elam, people put food out for her. Almost everybody was rooting for Akiak to catch her team. Day 9. Mick rushed into the White Mountain. 22 minutes behind Ketchum. Here the teams had the 8-hour layover to rest before the final dash to know Mick. Drop Big Boy put young Cocomelon in his place. The team was down 8 dogs with 77 miles to go. Akiak pushed on. When her team left the mountain at 6 p.m., Akiak was running through Golovin. Just 2 hours behind, the crowd lined the trail and they runner through the town. Day 10. Screaming winds blew bitter and the team was fought their way through the coast. Then halfway of the checkpoint called safety, they came upon a maze of snowmobile tracks. The lead dogs lost the trail. Mick squinted through the snow, looking at the first sign. There, going sight, she recognized Ketchum Trail. Gee, she called, G, go right. But the dogs wouldn't go. They wandered about, tangling up in the lines. Mick straightened up the mountain and worked them up the hill. As the top they shot through, something in the block was the trail. Akiak, Mick called. She ran to her unusual spot of the harness, waiting to be hooked in. Sorry, old girl. Rules say I can't put you back in harness and get into the sled. But instead, Akiak circled the lead dogs, pushing them and barking, What is it, girl? Akiak ran back down the hill. Mick laughed. Ketchum's team had been taking the wrong trail. She turned her team around and rushed them down to Akiak, who jumped into a sled. Take us to the gnome, Mick called to her. Mick first heard the noise a mile outside the gnome. At first she wasn't sure what it was. It grew out loud and she couldn't hear dogs. It was a roar or rumble. She was so tired after 10 days of mushing she couldn't tell which. She saw the crowd as she heard the cheers. People had come everywhere to see the courageous dog that had run the Iditarod trail alone. As sure as she could have been in the lead position, Akiak won the Iditarod race. Nothing was going to stop this dog from winning. The crowd and Akiak knew it. The other dogs knew it too.